Hey, 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 how are you all people? Rahul this side, and I welcome you all in the first session, in the first episode of Lead Fridays. Okay, so welcome everyone, and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to whatever parts of the world you are in right now. So, this is episode one of Lead Fridays. So, what is actually Lead Fridays? I decided to create a show which is more focused on lead generation because I figured out that lead generation is something which is a major problem, a major issue, a major challenge which people face. And lead generation is not just confined to that email, uh, the email that you capture. It's not confined to just to that. So today in this session, in my first session, I will be talking about what actually lead generation is, right? And you must have heard about leads and traffic. What is actually the basic difference between lead and traffic? Let me quickly now jump inside the session, and I will help you guys with this. Okay, so you must have heard about lead and traffic. Now, if you don't know what is the basic difference between lead and traffic, when you have a business or let's say you have a funnel, you get traffic means you're getting views, people are landing on it somewhere, or whatever way people you made people come onto that, right? Let's say you ran ads or with your influence or however, whoever lands on your page is traffic, right? You're getting traffic on your website, on your funnel. But lead is something which has much deeper meaning. I hope I'm audible. Just type hashtag live if you're watching me, and also confirm if I'm properly audible. I would be grateful to you for that. Okay. So lead is very something which is not just confined to getting an email from that opt-in. Now, what I will do is I will give you 6 steps of lead generation, and with these 6 steps, whatever six steps I'll be telling you, that is the whole process of getting a lead. And lead is something, a person, basically, lead is obviously a person who is more interested, who is inclined and interested towards your business, you know your business or your product, right? And let me take you through 6 steps of lead generation, and these are the 6 steps which totally these are the 6 steps basically by which it's a whole process of how you can get the proper leads for your business. The first thing, obviously, you would have heard is niche finalization. So what is actually niche finalization? See, if we are talking about lead generation, that means you must have a business. Else, where will you be taking those leads, right? The question of leads never arise if you don't have a business, right? So, how do you create an online business? How do you create a coaching business, let's say, for example, or an info business? Whatever expertise you have, and expertise doesn't mean like you have spent a decade or two in that particular thing, and then you'll be an expert. Expert is something, let's say, for example, you opened your YouTube channel, and you did your YouTube for, let's say, for around 6 to 7 months, and you understood how YouTube works. You also hired a mentor for that, and now you find yourself in a position that you know that how to create good videos, you know how to get a good amount of views on your videos. So now you are someone who can actually educate and teach a person who is interested in opening a YouTube channel, right? So to have your business, you just have to be few levels above to your target audience, right? And that is what I mean from expertise. So finalize your business first, analyze yourself, what expertise you have, and that is how you'll be understanding what, what your business should be. The second thing which we come, you know uh, to understand for lead generation, that is choose your micro niche. See, first of all, once you understood, okay, this is my expertise. Once you finalized, let's take another example. Let's say you are someone who understood the Facebook algorithm. You're posting for, you're publishing on Facebook since many days now, and you understood, okay, how I can get engagement on my videos, how to do Facebook lives, etc. Right? You are doing multiple things on the Facebook. Now that becomes your expertise, and you thought, okay, let me create a product focusing and teaching people how they can get sales through Facebook. Right? Let's take this example. Now, what is micro niche? And this is very very important, you know for lead generation. If you are not deciding your micro niche, probably the people which are, no, the traffic which you are getting, that traffic would be not of a great quality, and will be a poor lead. So micro niche is something. Now Facebook thing is vast. You thought, okay, I am good in Facebook lives, right? You figured out, okay, let me take only a segment called Facebook lives. I'll teach people how they can actually do Facebook lives regularly, consistently, and how they can actually grow their business. Excuse me. How they can actually grow their business focusing on Facebook lives, just Facebook lives. So you are actually expert of Facebook, but you chose only Facebook lives, and that becomes your micro niche. Now, there can be a question which can come in your mind that, bro, if I'm only focusing on Facebook lives, you know how will I get people? It's just a small thing, just Facebook lives. How many people will be actually interested in just to learn Facebook lives? You got to understand, you know business, online business is huge. There is hell lot of traffic there. Only on Facebook there are billions of people, active people every day, right? So you don't the saturation thing is a myth, especially in online business. Even if you know how to, you know create the need. Let's say for Facebook lives, if you are able to tell your audience very clearly that how Facebook lives can actually help them get the results which they want. Obviously, see, nobody's interested in learning Facebook lives, but they are more interested in learning how Facebook lives can actually give them the result. Let's say the result which you can deliver through Facebook lives is 1K per month, right? So people would be, if you're able to clearly tell this message to people that Facebook lives can really help you achieve 1K per month. If you're very good in passing this message to your audience, you don't have any problem then, right? So finalizing your micro niche is very important, very, very extremely important. Then comes audience research in depth, right? See, if we are talking about lead generation, lead doesn't mean any person coming on in your business. Lead means a person who has come through a proper filtration process, right? So if you really need good quality people coming in your business, or the good leads coming towards your business, you got to understand your audience very very clearly, right? You must know your audience, right? So audience research, I must say that whatever 6 points I am discussing here right now, this third point is extremely crucial. If you don't know what your audience needs, right, how will you be able to deliver the results to them? How will you be able to actually help them to get the result which you told them, right? So the audience research has to be extremely, this thing is something which you got to understand, and this is something very crucial. Next, once you have done the audience research, once you have understood what your uh, what people actually, you know uh, you got to actually understand very fully, like, I must say right here that you must know the person more than the person knows him, right? This is the depth you must understand your audience. Then comes content creation. Okay, now you understood your people, you understood, okay, these are the people who can be the best fit for my product. Then comes the content creation part. This is something which is extremely important. After you did your audience research, content creation, you can relate it to like opening your shop every day, right? You got to show yourself. How can you actually open your shop online? You got to show your face every day to the people, right? To the people who are your ideal customers. You got to show them the face every day, and that can be done only by content creation. And content creation should also be in a way that it should not be a vague content, right? Content creation should always be in such a way so that that content leads people towards your product. The content should help people understand your product much better. The content should actually help people to understand how they can get the results which, which you are promising them. And how can you go with the content creation? YouTube is the best platform. How can YouTube help you? The first thing is search content. People can literally search on YouTube, and the content remains, whenever you search on YouTube, you can see content even before 3 to 4 years, or even 5 years back. People have literally put a content 5 years back, and that content even comes today once you search anything, right? So YouTube plays best for search content as well as suggested content, right? Then comes Facebook posts, Facebook stories, and Facebook lives. So it's like, see, as I said, you got to show your face every day, and Facebook posts is something which helps you to connect with the audience properly. Facebook is an amazing platform. How? See, when you have, let's say, you have 1,000 friends, that means those 1,000 people can actually see what you are posting, what you are publishing, and even you can see what they are publishing and they are posting. So it's like a mutual agreement, right? So you can interact with those people very easily. And Facebook stories plays a very amazing role. How? What you can do is, on Facebook posts you can post related to your business, related to your whatever latest stuff that you are bringing in inside your business, and talk about your business. Facebook stories can be something, which make people curious about what are the things which you are doing to create your contents, or, you know it's like backstage. Whatever things you are doing backstage, those things can be posted on Facebook stories. For example, let's say I bought this house, right? By the way, this is the first video which I'm doing in my new house, and I created Facebook stories for that. I even created Facebook lives. That can be also a great thing to do. So, Facebook stories help you to actually come closer to your audience. People can actually see you as a person, not just a person who is simply talking always about business and business, but they can actually see you and feel you as a person. Man, if this person can even do all those stuff in his life and even manage business, probably I can do it too, right? So that's how you can build a much deeper connection with your audience, when you show them your life, when you show what all stuff is going in your life, and when you show the backstage things. People get connected to you really. The number fifth point comes here is divert filtered audience. Now, through this content creation, what will happen is you will start attracting people, and these will be the right people which are coming towards you, right? How can I say that these are the right people for your business? Because the content which you are creating, the content which you are creating is 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 created in such a way, the education, the information which you are giving people in the content creation, that is, highly related with your product, right? For example, I'm launching my new product on 14th of November, which I had to launch on 31st October, but due to these shiftings and all, I have to postpone it to 14th. Now let's say my uh, product is all about how can people grow their accelerate their sales. Now, if this is my product, obviously I can even talk about lead generation. I can talk about offer creations. I can talk about tribe building. These are the themes, right? These are the themes which my business has. So I can create contents on all these themes, which finally take people towards my product, right? So through this content creation, you have to ensure that people go towards your lead magnet. And lead magnet can be, can be a webinar, can be a live training, can be even a book. But what you got to make sure is whatever the lead magnet you are creating, that should be, giving the in-depth knowledge about your about whatever business you have created, and finally should lead towards the product that you want to sell, right? That lead magnet should ensure that it is diverting towards the product that you want to sell. It's like the pitch, right? uh, for example, let's take an example of webinar. If you're doing a webinar, so for example, let's say you created content, and let's say you created YouTube videos, and you talked about offer creation, and you said, okay, uh, this is how you create offers, and I have this webinar, upcoming webinar. You can join this upcoming webinar, uh, which is happening every Monday. You can join that webinar and learn about how you can actually create better offers, right? And this is how you divert people from your content creation towards your lead magnet. And obviously, in the webinar, I will be educating them and finally pitching them my product. That's how you got to do it. So in the end, obviously, educate and pitch your product. That is what you got to do. So this is the whole process of lead generation, right? So the first thing, I'll just summarize it. The first thing is, you first of all, you got to understand your business. If you don't have business, you don't, the leads never make sense. So understand what you are good in and create a business around it. The second thing is, once you understood you are good in this, then find a micro niche. Money is in the niches. So identify a micro niche, a small segment which you will be teaching people. The third thing is, research your audience in depth. You must understand your audience even better than them. The next thing which comes is content creation. Start creating content. Start creating. See, content is like a salesman. These salesmen go outside in the market and they start delivering, uh, you know, they start giving value and help people to come inside your lead magnet, to take your lead magnet. After you're creating these contents, people has to, you got to make sure that people come towards your lead magnet. And once they take your lead magnet, lead magnet can be even a PDF book or webinars, trainings, a mini course. The agenda of lead magnet is to educate them and finally, educate them in a manner so that they are, they it has to be something which is persuasive towards buying your product, right? And finally, you inside the lead magnet, you educate people and finally pitch your product. The next thing is obviously the sales. And now the thing which you got to understand here is, when people come inside your lead magnet, let's say you did a webinar. When people come inside your webinar, either they will be taking your product, or the second case is they don't take your product. They still need time. Can be any reason. Probably they didn't, they were not the right fit for that. They didn't find them the right fit. Probably they didn't believed in them, that yes, the thing which Rahul said in his webinar is great, but probably I cannot do it, right? So can be any reason. If they don't purchase your product, you got to understand this. You got to follow up with them. And here, the lead magnet portion, this is where take, this is where you grow your email list. This is the stage where you take emails from people and start building your email list, or you can even, have a Facebook group, start bringing people towards your Facebook group. And these two things help people, you actually nurture them here. If somebody is not able to understand your product or is not able to relate with you at this particular point of time, you got to give person sufficient time to engage with you. And how can you engage with that people, with your audience, is, by connecting them through your emails, sending them the regular emails, newsletters, or bring them inside the Facebook sessions like I'm doing right now. Try to nurture them, try to make them understand what your mission is, what your product is all about, and how your product can actually help them, right? This is what I mean by follow up. And in the end, again, you know our agenda is to take them towards the lead magnet and finally make the sale, right? So thank you very much. This is what I thought that I must share with you all, guys. And yeah, so thank you very much for staying here. Thank you, Vibhor, Irshad, Jasminder ji. Thank you very much for joining live. Jayant, hey buddy, how are you? That's it. So I'll be doing these sessions on every Friday. I'll try my best to bring some guests, and understand, the guests from various and different businesses, and we'll be talking about how they are generating leads. And this show will be all about how people can generate leads, how you can generate leads for your business. Thank you very much. Signing off. Namaste.